Following program is a production of Hō'ike Kaua'i Community Media. Aloha, Kaua'i! Hō'ike Kaua'i Community Media is gearing up to bring you a brand new show produced by Max Richardson called Island Alert. Island Alert will bring you interviews with Kaua'i's first responders and give you the emergency preparedness info you need to stay alert. So be sure to keep an eye out on cable channel 54, or if you don't have cable, that's okay. We have a YouTube channel at hō'ike.tv. Until then, it's time for this show. I'm Tricia Allen, and this is the Hō'ike Weekly. As always, the news flash is up first. Our island might be small, but there's a lot happening around here and you have things to do. So let's give you the latest in a short and entertaining way so you can go about your week informed. Election Day is fast approaching. It's Tuesday, November 5th, and if you haven't already mailed in your ballot, at this point it's best to drop it off in a ballot box instead of mailing it. The recommended deadline for mailing in ballots was October 27th, so any ballots sent in after that run the risk of being late and therefore not counted. So let's just go through the list of ballot box locations really quickly so you know where you can go to cast your vote. On the North Shore, ballot box locations include the Hanalei Neighborhood Center, the Church of the Pacific in Princeville, and at the Aloha Petroleum Menehune Food Mart in Kilauea. On the east side, ballot boxes are located at the Kaua'i Library and the historic County Annex Building in Līhuʻe. On the south and southwest sides of Kaua'i, ballot boxes are at the Kalaheo and Koloa neighborhood centers. And on the west side, you can find ballot boxes at the Hanapepe and Waimea neighborhood centers. Now, if you prefer to vote in person, you don't have to wait until Election Day. You can visit the Līhuʻe Voter Service Center, which is located at the historic County Annex Building in Līhuʻe, and vote there in between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Monday through Saturday. On Election Day, the center will be open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Of course, before you can vote, you must be registered. And it's worth noting that since the Kealia post office is closed, any customers who received mail at a Kealia P.O. box will need to re-register to vote. So for anyone who hasn't yet registered to vote, or maybe you're not sure if you're registered, there's two things you can do in order to be able to cast your vote this year. One, check your voter registration status at olvr.hawaii.gov and either update your registration or begin the registration process there. Or you can, two, go to the Voter Service Center in Līhuʻe and register there. Then, after you're registered, you can vote in person as well. The Līhuʻe Refuse Transfer Station is scheduled to open back up tomorrow, November 2nd. The station has been closed since September 11th to accommodate renovations to address water quality standards and stormwater discharges. And since the Kaua'i transfer station will now get its turn to close for renovations, an influx of waste into the Līhuʻe RTS is expected. To accommodate this influx, as well as ongoing construction to the facility, and not to mention the safety of the equipment and crew, the list of materials accepted at the Līhuʻe RTS will be temporarily modified. For the time being, construction and demolition debris will not be accepted. This includes things like drywall, wood waste, tile, roofing materials, carpet rolls, things like that. Any pallets brought into the facility must be cut in quarters now, and trailers containing trash will not be accepted either. But hey, if you have small furniture, children's toys, books, or shoes, you can bring them to the Salvation Army ARC monthly donation event. It's scheduled for November 8th, and it's held at the Kaua'i Resource Center, which is near the airport at 3460 Ahukini Road. This event is pretty cool for a couple reasons. One, you can donate clothing and textiles that are torn or even stained, and this keeps those things out of our already overflowing landfill. And two, because you don't even have to get out of your car to donate. As a matter of fact, they prefer you don't get out of your car. As a safety precaution, just let them do all the work for you. Now, between this weekend and next weekend, there is a lot of upcoming events to cover, but don't panic. We have a quick list to give you so you don't end up bored with nothing to do. Couldn't let that happen. Let's start with this weekend. Here we go. The Kaua'i Veterans Celebration. It's annual and it takes place tomorrow, November 2nd from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Vedina Stadium will be filled with food trucks, local artisans, rides for the keiki, and even live musical performances. There's also going to be a short award program to honor the island's vets, along with updates from veteran services throughout the island. Hō'ike will also be on site filming the event. If you can't make it, or if you would just like to relive it, be sure to keep an eye on Channel 54 and our YouTube channel in about a week or so. The 36th Annual Emmalani Festival takes place Saturday, November 2nd as well in Kaua'i from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. This event celebrates Queen Emma's visit to Kaua'i and the Alaka'i Swamp in 1871. Tents will be set up for lei-making, exhibits, and food, and will surround the performance area and seating area for the audience, where people will be able to witness Emmalani's arrival and performances honoring her. For the first time ever, Kaua'i will play host to a climate change fair. The Hawaii State Climate Change Mitigation and Adaptation Commission will be at Kukui Grove Center on November 2nd, and the point of the event is to display the many ways that the state, counties, and community organizations are working to address climate change across Hawaii. It's also a good place to network for participation in future beach cleanups, native restoration efforts, and other volunteer initiatives. Organizations hosting the event will also be looking at feedback about the Climate Action Pathways planning process, while the interactive booths at the event help inform people about it. Also at Kukui Grove Center from November 2nd to November 8th, the KSA Gallery is having a Wings and Woodlands, a tribute to native birds and forests exhibit. There are different special events each day, which include a documentary showing, native plant show and tell with the National Tropical Botanical Garden, and more. Complete details for the event can be found at kukuigrovecenter.com or by scanning the QR code on your screen. Now that this weekend's out of the way, let's look forward to what's happening next week. Have you ever heard of that show Shark Tank, where entrepreneurs pitch their business ideas to willing investors in hopes of gaining capital to help their business grow? Well, Kaua'i has its own version of that. It's called Catch a Wave, and the Rotary Clubs of Kaua'i are presenting the finale on November 9th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Kaua'i Philippine Cultural Center. This finale event is where 3 entrepreneurial finalists pitch their business ideas to the investors in front of the public audience that's also in attendance. The investors, or sharks, ask questions, provide insight and feedback, and then they choose the winners, just like the show, eh? Sounds pretty exciting, honestly. Info about the event can be found at catchawavekaua'i.com. On Thursday, November 7th at 7 p.m., the Escher Quartet will be at the Kaua'i Performing Arts Center. Info on that one-night-only event can be found at kaua'i-concert.org. Next weekend, the Princeville Community Fine Arts exhibit is being held at the Princeville Community Center. The exhibition opens on Friday, November 8th at 3:30 and runs until 6 p.m. On November 9th at 10 and the 10th, the exhibit will be open from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Emailing Emailing pcfinearts@gmail.com is how you can get further details on the event. You can also scan the QR code that we've been putting up on the screen. The annual Old Koloa Mill Sugar Run is happening next weekend as well. There are several race options for participants, a 5K, 10K, and 10-mile runs, along with a non-competitive 5K walk. Regardless of the length chosen, all participants will begin at the Ann Knudsen Park at 7 a.m. on Saturday, November 9th. Not to be outdone, the West Side has a run happening on the 9th as well. St. Teresa School is holding their Turkey Trot on November 9th, and it's a 5K as well as a 1K fun run/walk for the keiki. Also happening November 9th, the Hawaii Food Bank, in collaboration with the Army National Guard, is holding a food distribution event on Saturday, November 9th. From 9 a.m. till 12 noon, both organizations will be on hand to distribute food items to military service members, veterans, and dependents, as well as anyone else in the community experiencing food insecurity on a first-come, first-served basis at the Hanapepe Armory, located at 1-3460 Kauaʻi Highway. Hanapepe's Biggest Little Carnival is set for Saturday, November 9th and Sunday, November 10th. From 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., folks attending the event at Hanapepe Stadium will get to see some great live music and eat some ono food, while the keiki get to play all kinds of games and prizes and, of course, hop on a few carnival rides. Whew, that was a lot, but that's all the Hō'ike we have for you today. Don't forget to vote on November 5th, and definitely keep an eye out for Hō'ike's newest show, Island Alert. Until then, I'm Tricia Allen, wishing you love and aloha. Channel 54 and YouTube. See you there.